because the gym was open certain times, right? So a couple of brothers went to confront some Lebanese inmates, right? And when the brothers went to confront Emad, Rabi, Alex Ibrahim and Jimmy Safwan, it was an issue. It hadn't become a drama yet. After the confrontation with this issue, the drama arose because they were like, lad, you know, you want the rest? You've got to pay like everyone else. So we said, well, fuck it. We'll fight you for the gym. We'll fight you for the fucking gym. That's it. Come the fuck around the fucking gym. We'll fucking fight you for it. That's it. They fight and let's go. So the rule was, if you don't want to be pulled out in this fight, don't come to the gym, right? So we all go over to the gym. Backstory, we had one Turkish bloke run with us and they had an Aussie bloke run with them. Now they had drama and there was already tension with them too, right? I'm not going to mention their names, but they already had drama. So what happened was the Turkish bloke come, the Aussie bloke come, and they come around to the gym too so they could sort their drama out. They were the first fight that kicked off the race war, right? So when we went around to the gym, there's two sides to Lithgow. If you've been to Lithgow and you come out the oval, you got the weight side, you got the boxing bag, the treadmill side, right? So the actual melee was on the boxing side. It ends up breaking out onto the oval. So cut a long story short, we go around the gym. Now there's 40, listen, back in the day, we owned that jail. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You could not step foot in Lithgow jail unless we said you can step foot in Lithgow jail. And that's a fact. Anyone that's been around jail for a long, long time cannot deny the fact Lithgow and Bathurst was owned by the brothers. Wellington, Kempsey, all these other jails, they weren't invented yet. They were non-existent. Bathurst and Lithgow was ours. We owned it, we ran it, and we dictated that jail for many years. Anyone that come in there that wasn't allowed or wasn't liked was getting chopped. Facts. Go and check it. Anyone that's done 100 years jail will let you know that, wait, that's the truth, right? So, and Lithgow is shaped like a coffin. If you look at Lithgow from the top, it's shaped as a coffin. And you know what the PO box is? 666. That's the PO box to Lithgow ALJ. It's shaped as a coffin and it's PO box 666 New South Wales Lithgow 2790. Anyways, so Tarkin pulls out Bobby. Oh, I wasn't going to mention their names, doesn't matter. So Tarkin pulls out Bobby. We're around the gym, right? Tarkin pulls out Bobby. Now, when they're shaped up for a one-on-one go, it was no pulling hair, no bite, no rah. And Bobby had long hair. This is how the race war actually started. Bobby and Tarkin, they have a go, right? So as they're starting to fight, and Tarkin's starting to get hold of Bobby, Tarkin grabs Bobby by the hair and starts lifting him. Well, one Lebo runs in, and a brother runs in. Now, this is what rises the tension. Nothing happens yet, but this is what rises the tension. So Tarkin smashes Bob, and that fight, like, goes to the side and kind of, like dissipates, you know, like simmers down, you know, like they've had their fight and it's done. Buster Burns pulls out a Lebo, right? Alex Ibrahim. Alex Ibrahim at the time, he was the one that was funding, along with the Rabi Glachi, he was the one funding the Uskro. And for the Eargay, the steroids, for everything that was coming in, they were the funds, right? So Buster pulls out Alex Ibrahim. And Alex didn't want to fight, right? My cousin Ian Hammond, he pulls out a bloke called Smurf. Now Smurf's not Lebanese, but he runs with the Lebanese. So Ian Hammond pulls out Smurf. Hemo smashes Smurf up, right? So there's two people that have fought so far and they're not Lebanese. But the whole issue was tension between the brothers and the Lebanese. So this started getting to a point where like it was boiling to a point where you could feel the thickness in the air, like a Lebanese dude needed to have a fight, right? It had to happen. So Buster just kicked it off. Just walked over, bang, king it this Lebo. As soon as that happened, another brother jumps in and I can't tell you his name just because simply I don't remember it. Another brother jumps in. Now the Lebos jump in, the brothers jump in, and it's on. Now there was no knives in this fight. Honest to God, there was no stabbing in this fight at all. Crazy, yeah? No stabbings in this fight. Why? Because when they had that meeting before we went around to the gym after muster, it was like, come around for a one-on-one. Just come to the gym and we'll have one-on-ones. There doesn't need to be any blades or anything like that. It's just for the gym. We're just trying to reassert dominance. To be truthful, we were just trying to show this is the power, this is us, don't buck it, otherwise this is what will happen. If you wanted to go any further after this, we can accommodate that. But right now, we're giving you a little bit of respect to say, come around the gym, fight any brother one-on-one that you think you've got dramas with, and we'll sort it. So, Buster, Kings hit this Lebo jumps in, the boys start to melee inside the gym, right? Well, Buster grabs old mate by the singlet and drags him outside. And as he's getting dragged outside, right, and this is what's funny, they did not respond in prison. The Lebanese inmates did not respond to this war in prison. They responded retaliation outside. And this is what's fucked, right? And I'll get to that part in a minute. So the main story of this actual race war, which is on Gangs of Oz on YouTube, which has been made a TV series, download it, look it up, all the footage is there. You'll see us, you'll see Buster, you'll see the fight, you'll see it break out into the oval from the gym. Their retaliation come later. So there was no knives. The brothers start banging the Lebanese. You see, he drag him outside. You start lifting this Lebanese dude. All the Lebanese dudes, they start to follow us out. Now, this bloke's been double banked. And there's no more one-on-ones. But people are shaping up at other Lebos and like hitting them, right? And they're kind of dispersing, right? They're trying to stop the boys jumping this one bloke. He comes out to the middle of the oval and you see Buster uppercutting him, kicking him in the face, and you see all the boys like try to corral it so the screws can't see, because the screws are starting to run up the chute from the main up the chute towards the oval, because now it's broken out and the office is on the top of the oval and they look down where they play the music, and you go up and you get your tennis racket, you go up and get boxing gloves. There's an office up top where the screws sit on, they're called activity oval offices, right? So it's broken out underneath that. So they've now noticed it. Obviously hit their buzzer. What happened was, when Buster and old mate was into this Lebo and the other Lebo dudes were surrounding it trying to stop other brothers from trying to get in, they were getting dealt with a bit. Rabi Kalachi is a very good mate of mine. It always has been a very good mate of mine, and I love you, Rabi. But at this time, it was a race war, you know what I mean? But all respect to you, bro. I've always loved you. It is what it is at that time. And we done 20 years together after this. It was all good, you know, like it was what it was at the time. We were never enemies. We were just different races that clashed, and you got to respect your people and you got to run with your people. And after that, it was all sweet. You will see in the video that when the fight breaks out, you'll see my good mate, Bobby King, who's a real dark Aboriginal fella, walk around to the back of the fight. Rabi Kalachi never gets involved in the war. He never got involved. This is where the story had been twisted over many years of like the Aboriginals versus the Lebanese, the Aboriginals versus the Lebanese, Aboriginals. Rabi Kalachi was never involved in this race war. He never threw one punch. He shaped up, but he never threw a punch. He got his jaw broken with one hit by Bobby King, and it was never really a war. It was, we went there, we was meant to have one-on-ones, it broke into a melee, come out. Their part of the war happens outside when they shot the block up, burnt the Koori flag, and then it retaliated after that again when they come and got arrested. So what happened was, Bobby King was trying to get into, Rabi was trying to get in to stop the two boys from jumping his mate, who's a Lebo, right? Now, I don't know why no one else jumped in to support this Lebanese dude. I don't know why. I don't know why the Lebanese blokes never jumped in and made it 2-on-2, 5-on-5, 7-on-7. I can't answer that. I'm unsure. But all I do know is Lithgow jail was ours. It was ours. The numbers were crazy, and I think they realised that it would end really, really bad. Like, we had so many brothers in there, so many hitters, so many killers, even though they didn't have blades. The brothers were bangers, and back then it was a different generation. There was weights in the jail, everyone was fit, there was killers amongst us, so I'm not sure why they didn't retaliate there and then in a manner of violence. That's something that needs to be taken up with someone that was there from their side at this time. Maybe they can answer that. But no one, and you'll see in the video, you can go and look it up straight after you watch this. You'll see in the video, no one helps this dude. All these Lebanese blokes circle us, but don't attempt to, like, stop us. They try to pull people away, saying like, oi, move, move, move. He's been 3-outed. Now his head's been jumped on, kicked in the face, like he's been slaughtered, right? As Rabi Kalachi comes in to try to, like, oi, that's enough, Bobby King surrounds him and stands next to him. You'll see this in the video. As Rabi makes a move to come in to stop the boys from, oi, like, oi, that's enough, Bobby hits him with the left hand, shapes, you see Rabi take the punch, bounce back, and you see Bobby King walk at him like shaping up. They move off camera. They don't fight because the squad come, and Rabi got his jaw broken. The rumour went around for years that Buster Burns broke his jaw. Buster Burns was not the one to break his jaw. Buster Burns is the Aboriginal dude that is jumping and kicking the bloke on the ground, and he's the last one there. Even when the squad come, he doesn't stop. We've all dispersed, walked away thinking like, we're going to Segro. Buster didn't stop. So Rabi Kalachi was never involved in this race war. Now, once this takes part and the screws come running, we all leave the oval and we all dispersed off the oval and we walk. There's only 6 wings at Lithgow. E-wings of Crisis, Jay's Education, E-wings Crisis and Segro. Well, down behind D-wing, you got E-wing, and there used to be a telephone box there, right? Now, down a bit further, there's a tennis court and it's all caged off. So we all walk down there because the squad's now running to, like, the oval. So we walk past them. The normal screws didn't want to stop us at that time. Buster's covered in blood. There's the other brother covered in blood. That's not ours. That was the Lebo dudes from Bashing. We go down and at the tennis courts under the phone box, right? Well, as soon as they get the oval controlled, they get the clinic up to that Lebanese dude, they call a lock in, the squad come down and they grab us, right? Squad come down and they said, listen, what happened? So we don't, what are you talking about? We don't know what happened. And they said, mate, whose blood's that? It's not fucking our blood. Well, mate, like, what the fuck happened? I don't fucking know what you're talking about. Bang, they took us, they handcuffed us, they took us to Segro, right? They lock us in first and they take us to Segro. What happened is, in the process of that, they send me to Long Bay Segro. They split us up, right? They send me and Hemo to Long Bay Segro. They leave Buster there. Rabi and that, they come to Segro because they were involved in the fight, but they weren't involved in the fight. Fast forward 4 or 5 weeks. Not sure the time frame, so don't hold me to the time frame, but retaliation occurs on the Lebanese's part outside. What happened was they go to Redfern, New South Wales, and they get the Koori flag. Now, when they get the Koori flag, they write on the Koori flag, you fuck with our people inside, we'll fuck with yours outside. And they stood at the top of the block and they burnt it and left it at the top of the block. While they're at the top of the block, they let shots off to say, like, we're not fucking around. So they let shots off, right? Bang, 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 bang. Now, when they let the shots off, they shot into some people's cars and into a house. Now, the house that they shot into was a priest that lived in Redfern. His name's Pastor Bob, right? So they shot into Pastor Bob's house. No, there was no, they weren't selective. They just come down and they let shots off. Bang, 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 bang. Now, the people to shoot down the block were Rabi Moaz, Mick Kanan, and other people that were involved in the DK Erda, mate. If you don't know who DK is, look it up. And if you don't know who that is, you probably won't get who these people are and how they evolve into the story, right? So now there's drama again. I'm at Long Bay. I'm in Segro. I've been ordered to a 3-month Segro order, right? Because all the gang violence, the stabbings, the supposed race war with Rabi Kalachi and the Lebanese. They end up getting caught a couple of months later, and I'm in Segro. I get a letter saying, listen, Mick Canaan's coming to Long Bay because he gets shot being arrested. As he jumped the fence, he got shot in the back. Policeman shot Mick Canaan in the back. So when he comes to jail, he's in a wheelchair, right? What happened was I was in Segro and I get a letter. And the letter says, where the lad's coming, bro, you need to wreck him. He's off. He's on the list, lad. MK is on the list. Deal with it, bro. You're like, he's coming to Segro. Back in the day, inmates used to run reception. So every time someone come in, you knew what they were charged with. You got access to a case file. You got an escort list a day or two before they arrived at the jail. So you already knew who was coming before they knew that you were there. This is how I knew Mick Canaan was on his way to Long Bay and he was coming to Segro. Why was he coming to Segro? Because you're thinking, well, he hasn't been to prison. Why is he going straight to Segro? He's going straight to Segro because when he gets arrested, it's a high profile crime. He's pinched for a murder on a football player out the front of a pub, and DK, his boss. So he comes to the jail, right? Now, I've already got the letter. I already know who he is, and I've already got in my mind, I'm wrecking him. I don't care who you are outside, bro. I'm the fucking man here right now, and I'm taking you out, lad. Like, we're going to war. You shot down the block. Lad, repercussions are a must. Retaliation is a must. If I get you in this Segro cell, Segro yard, Segro walkway on the phone, I'm attacking you, right? So anyways, a couple of days go by, he's come. I come out of my cell one day and they've got his cell door open. I'm thinking, today's the day, lad. And every time I used to come out to the yard, I used to have equaliser, always. And I used to have it stashed in the book, in the spine of a book, because I used to get metal on, pat down. They'll just flick through the book, they'll tip it up. I used to have it in the spine of a book. So I would just have my book, my shower bag, I'll go in, bang. It got to a point I was in Segro that long, they didn't even check the book. Do you know what I mean? Because it was just like, I got nothing to do in the yard. I'm reading a book. I train, I read the book. So one morning I wake up, they've got his cell door open, right? And I'm thinking, oh, they're going to do, because sometimes in Segro, they will do two at once. Instead of coming to my cell, do me, take me out handcuffed, lock me in the yard, come back, get the next cell, handcuff them, take them out, lock them in the yard, remove the handcuffs. Sometimes officers get lazy and they take 2 or 3 people at once. So I thought, bruh, today's the day. So I linger around my cell and pretend I need to do something. Like, chief, I've got to grab something, I've got to do, thinking when he walks out, lad, I'm attacking him. They walk into his cell, walk back out, and he's in a wheelchair. Mick Canaan gets pushed out in the wheelchair. Now I'm in a predicament, bro. Like, I've got a letter to attack this bloke that shot at the block, burnt the Koori flag. We're at war with the Lebanese again because of this. I'm in a position where I've been like, listen, lad, get him? Bruh, like, what do you do? What am I going to do? Tip him out of a wheelchair, jump on his head? Like, come on, bro. Like, I didn't see it as a victory. I thought, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to touch him. Like, there was no way that I could get him. The sad story, the fact is, it was the only opportunity I had to get him as well. Little did I know at this time that I'd never see him again. The only time I seen Mick Canaan again was in Supermax and we never associated. That's the only ever time I ever seen Mick Canaan again, and this was like probably 10 or 12 years, 13 years later. Do you know what I mean? So the war had already finished. It meant nothing anymore, and he's already doing life. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that was the only time I ever bumped Mick Canaan. So I suppose the moral of the story is, if you want to get someone, fuck what position they're in, lad. Like, it's up to you, because I never got a chance again, which is fucking bullshit. So what happens is the boys, they attack the Lebos again at Long Bay, right? Because obviously they've shot the blocker and they've now, like, declared war. You fuck with our people in jail, we'll fuck with yours outside, right? So another war broke out at Long Bay with the brothers and the Lebos, which was still nothing drastic, nothing out of the ordinary for a race war. There was a couple of, it happened around the law library and in the yard. A couple of Lebos got stabbed, a couple of brothers got stabbed and bashed, but it was nothing ever like that was to talk big about or to glorify or to declare it as a race war.